Hey everybody, Grayson here from Poke Profit. Welcome back to Cardboard Kingpin episode, I think 5 at this point. If you haven't watched the series before, this is me documenting my series, my journey to having $1 million invested into cardboard. And I'll tell you everything that I bought, everything I sold, my reasoning as to why, and where I see the market going in the future and kind of my plans to navigate that. And it's just going to be something fun to look back on, I think, in 5 to 10 years. Hopefully it plays out well, but if it doesn't, it'll probably be an experience too. So starting off, we'll go over the previous month's value, which was around $343,570 Canadian, by the way. If you guys want prices in USD, when we go through the average buy price for every single item in brackets, there will be a price in USD that you can look at. But the values here are going to be in Canadian. I'm Canadian. Deal with it. If you're mad, it is what it is. Now, current month's value, we're at $368,334.89 Canadian. I've paid a total of $122,816.75 for everything, and a rough ROI is about 201%. And I know some people have said there's better metrics to use. I agree, guys. About once a year, I'll probably do those, but just for the monthly video, it's very easy for me to just throw up the new ROI of the portfolio, and some people seem to enjoy looking at that. Before we get into the products that I purchased and sold over the past month, I do want to say this was probably not a normal month for me. I put a lot into Ascended Heroes, and because the booster bundles are going to be coming in late April instead of early April, next update, you're probably not going to see me having purchased a lot. But then in episode 7 or whatever in May, you're probably going to see a decent amount, because my goal is to try and buy a master case of booster bundle displays, if that is actually a product that releases in Asia and Europe. I don't think we're getting them in North America. I've talked about that multiple times. So that's kind of where I'm anticipating things going over the next couple months. If the next update, you don't see me having purchased too much. But this month, 3 ETB cases of Ascended are in already. I have 2 more in the mail. That's why they're not included in this video. They're not in my possession, sent off to storage yet. So you'll see those next update, I guess, but just know I've already purchased those. Ascended, it really is a great set. I mean, if you're not buying Ascended, and I understand it's a brand new set, guys, it's going to be in rotation a while. You're probably going to see a lot of reprints and restocks this year. It is what it is, but at the same time, when I look at Prismatic and what I did with Prismatic, I'm up to around 100 ETBs. A lot of those are loose. I think I only have 3 sealed cases. So my goal with Ascended was to get a lot more of the sealed ETB cases out the gate. The reason for that is a lot of ETBs in general tend to get damaged. The wraps on them are very prone to tearing for whatever reason. So I wanted to have the sealed cases. I think they're going to be easier to move in the future. And that's, with the case premium aside, right? Not even talking about that. It's just going to be easier, in my opinion, to be able to sell them, to store them. If I have 100 ETBs in sealed cases, I only need to sell 10 cases versus 100 loose ETBs. I think it's going to be a much more feasible experience. But all that aside, I did pick up a few more Charizard UPCs. This was earlier on in the month when they were a lot cheaper than $190 USD. I'm not a huge fan of UPCs that aren't from specialty sets, where you're going to have a bunch of different sets inside. When you look at the packs, for example, you have Journey Together in these, Surging Sparks, a little bit of Destined, Mega Evolution, Phantasmal. I think you are going to be hindered a little bit by the Journey Together, but the promos are decent, and they were just so cheap. I want to say it was around 140 USD. Like, at that point, you can't really go wrong. It's a very safe bet. These will probably be $280, $300 within a few years. There is a decent amount of them out there right now, but down the line, I think it's a very safe investment. So I picked up a few of them. Didn't go super crazy. Blackbolt ETB case. I picked up one of these as well. I guess I can show you guys exactly what I paid. So Charizard UPCs, it was almost $800 for 4 Canadian. And the Blackbolt ETB case, I paid a little bit over $1,500 Canadian. These, if you go to TCG Player and look, the 2 most recent sales from yesterday and the day before, $1,500 and $1,580 USD. That's over $2,000 Canadian, I believe. So it seems like I got a decent deal on this. It's very difficult to find Blackbolt ETB cases now. I think there was one listed by Hasty Cards in Canada. He has a lot of sealed product now, and the cases actually, if you guys are looking for those, that's where I bought one of my Ascended Heroes cases from. And he's great. I bought the other one from Remy, and I think one from Cardboard Hero as well. So a bunch of great stores in Canada that you can buy from. My thinking with Blackbolt was when I look at the supply on the secondary market, you guys know I track ETBs in the spreadsheet. For about 6 months, that supply was dwindling, but at the same time, market price really hadn't moved. I suspected it was either going to be this month or the next month that Black Bolt started to move, and we are starting to see that now. The ETBs, the loose ones, up to $107. I wouldn't be shocked if they continue moving towards like 120, 125. I think that's entirely possible. White Flare at the same time, I want to say is like $95, $96 right now. That's still a decent play. Same thing with Black Bolt. Like these are so cheap, and I understand. I got a comment the other day. Someone said last year, like, why would I buy Black Bolt when I could buy Prismatic Evolutions? And this year, why would I buy Black Bolt when I could buy Ascended Heroes? I kind of agree with that, right? Like, I think most of your dollars probably should have been going to Prismatic last year, and this year probably should go towards Ascended Heroes. It's just a way better set, but you should probably allocate a little bit of your funds towards something like Black Bolt or White Flare, being that it is still a fairly legit specialty set, and it's probably not going to get any crazy reprints like Ascended or like Prismatic did. So just something to think about. I have 20 now, 10 in a sealed case, 10 loose ones. I'm fine with that. I'm not planning to get any more Black Bolt, at least right now. The one item I sold this month was a Fusion Strike Pokemon Center ETB. We made $345.23. That's net, of course. And again, I paid $68.24. I know this is the Brilliant Stars one, but I picked up a case of these as well off the Pokemon Center 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago at this point. Crazy how time flies. And yeah, that was a solid buy, obviously. These are pushing $400 USD on the open market now. For me, I'm just not a huge fan of Pokemon Center ETBs, and especially the Sword and Shield ones. I get they're older, they're rare. Some people are probably going to want them for their collection, but you have no promo. They're very expensive already, in my opinion. Could these run to $1,000, $1,500, $2K in the future, $5K? It is possible, but I think that when I take the money that I earned from this, being able to put it towards Ascended Heroes booster bundle displays or another product, I feel confident in my decision. I'll probably do better long term. But if you disagree, leave a comment down below. Again, guys, this is just what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to just document the entire process for you. I'm trying not to hide anything because I think it's important to show to people who are maybe new to this space that it takes time to go from point A to point B, right? Like you're not going to become a millionaire overnight, which is something I feel a lot of people in this space maybe expect, honestly. And not to say you can't do it faster than me or you can't do it in a very short period of time, because there are people who obviously have done that. But, buying sealed product, sitting on it, generally it's going to be a long-term play. It's going to be a slow and steady process. But if you stick with it, you're going to get to that point B. I promise you. So this is me trying to prove that. If you guys have any questions about the portfolio, obviously let me know. I'll scroll down a little bit here just so everyone who hasn't watched the videos before can see everything. Obviously, all my booster boxes here, pretty solid entry points on most of Sword and Shield with the exception of Evolving, which I didn't pick up early. We have some SV base, couple boxes there. Paldea Evolved, average price of around 130 USD now. Most of that I purchased at like $90, $95 USD. Paradox Rift, $90 average. Those were good times. We have a sealed case of Temporal still. Twilight, we have a case from the Pokemon Center. Surging Sparks, 14 boxes. I've been tempted to buy a little bit more Surging Sparks at this point. Again, just because I think it's in a spot where this year it kind of seems like it's going to pop off. So maybe I'll pick up a little bit more of that. We'll see. But it's really tough to put money towards Surging right now. It's kind of the same thing with Black Bolt. I mean, the Prismatic bundles, the Ascended Heroes sealed ETB cases, like there are better options out there, in my opinion. Journey Together, 2 enhanced boxes, and then Destined Rivals, I have 1 booster box. The booster bundles now, Lost Origin, still have 25 of these, average of around 24.60. Silver Tempest bundles around $34 Canadian, 24.80 USD. Crown Zenith paid up a little bit for these, around $35 USD. I have 56 of those, 58 of the 151 bundles. 50 of those are in sealed bundle displays. I paid up for these too, at least some of them. The most recent purchase around $55 USD now, average cost. Destined, picked up a case of those, average around $40.83 USD per bundle. And then Phantasmal Flames around $63 Canadian, so $46 USD per bundle there. I probably should have just bought a booster box, but I grabbed a few of the bundles just because it seemed like a lot of the boxes in Canada were maybe a little bit overpriced or a little bit more expensive than I was willing to buy at. Booster packs, I have a few loose sleeved packs of Team Up, around $50 average there. Evolving 15 sleeved, $13.46 per. And then I do have some loose packs of Evolving still, $9.79 USD per loose pack. Miscellaneous items, Divergent Powers tins, I have 6 of those, 1 sealed case. Crown Zenith, 6 of the Moltres promos, I believe. That I believe is a Shinji Kanda artwork as well. Fusion Strike Build and Battle Kit, I have 3 of those. Prismatic, we have 11 SPCs now. I didn't pull up the TCG listing, but those are at around $377, $380 now. Great buy. Average price is $191. Most of those were purchased, I want to say like $200 to $210 in that range a month or so ago. And then the Mega Charizard UPC is $143.44 average. One Piece, we haven't really talked about this in this video. I did bring up a couple sets here because when I think about where I want to put my money in the future, I don't have any OP14 yet. I think it would be nice to get some. But again, it's one of those situations where do I want to put money into 14? Or would I rather just buy Ascended Heroes or even Prismatic booster bundles, right? Like, to me, I'm just still leaning towards Pokemon right now. That's the season we're in. OP13, these are running back up to around 570. It would have been nice to get more of these, but again, it's like, do I drop 6K on a case of these, or do I buy 5 or 6 cases of Ascended Heroes ETB? It's like the decision in my head was fairly clear to go with Ascended out the gate. Same thing with EBO3, don't have any of this, but would have been nice if this continued coming down to around $250 a box. Probably would have picked up a case there. Currently $337. So this might be something that I never own, but we'll see over the next couple months. In regards to what I have still, because we did sell a case of 14, or excuse me, of OP12. That was the last video. We covered that. I'm holding my cases of 11, EBO2. We have 2 cases there still. OP09, we have a couple cases. PRBO1, we have the 4 Asia case, definitely holding on to that. And then OP13, we have 2 cases and a loose box. And then the alternate TCGs, I have 1 box of New Type Rising. I have 2 boxes of Demon Slayer from Union Arena, $89 a box. And I think those now are probably going for like $250 to $300. Crazy how much those have jumped. And then 1 box of Origins, which I paid around $240 USD for. This was like pre-reprints. I think it's getting reprinted again. So I might buy a little bit of Origins too after that reprint if it comes later this year. So we'll see. And if you guys enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like on it. Also, if you want to work with me this year and my network, we have links to the consultation calls and the mentorship program. If you guys are shopping eBay TCG Player Hobbiesville, I do have affiliate links there. They're free and easy to use. I get a small kickback. It supports the channel. Thank you guys so much for the support on this video and all the videos. We'll be back tomorrow to probably talk about the Sword and Shield era specialty set ETBs. Did the update already today in the spreadsheet, so if you guys are in there, you can go look at all the numbers already. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.